Hey, I'm John Sidebottom, a 3D artist for Diamond Games, and here's a little look at what I've been working on this month. So, following on from the vertical farm I made last month, I've stuck with the agricultural theme and moved on to something else in the same level, namely what's called a water table. It's a table designed to hold a low level of water, which small plants are then placed in to motivate growth. As I did with my previous assets, I started by creating the low poly model in Maya. My main aim when modeling the water table was to create a design that was distinctly sci-fi in comparison to the real-world reference images I was working off. As you can see, I started off with a block out of the dimensions, which I began moulding into the shape I wanted, just by adding little details like cutting off wedges from the corners and rounding off various edges. This slow transformation into the final design can take a lot of imagination on my part, but it is honestly one of my favourite parts when it comes to my work. Once the final design was finished, I moved on to the obligatory UV mapping stage, since no matter how fiddly it can be, it's always an important part of the process, especially since the textures won't properly work without it. Moving on to the texturing, I decided to keep the orange colour scheme from the vertical farm, just for consistency. To make it different, however, I decided to go for a mixture of bare and painted metal, just to add that little more detail and variety to the overall design, possibly by indicating the existence of different removable panels. I also decided to make the rim around the centre glass in order to add just that little bit more sci-fi feel. And there you have it, the completed water table. But I won't leave you there, as the water table wasn't especially complicated to make. So, here's a sneak peek at what I've spent the last bit of the month working on. I know it's not much now, but I'll have more to share with you next month.